China is one of the world's oldest civilizations. More than 1.3 billion people live within its borders. It's a nation of 55 ethnic groups and 235 living languages. China became an empire in 221 BC. Successive waves of war, trade, and migration wove a rich tapestry of culture, commerce, and politics from many parts of Asia and beyond. These merged to create what we now recognize as the Chinese culture. In architecture, great visions became great buildings, and in engineering, the impossible was made possible. A kaleidoscope of legends, mythologies, and religions inspired revolutionary works of genius and grandeur. From temples and palaces to mysterious tombs, ancient marvels still making their mark in modern times. Until recently, China remained hidden from view, and most of its own people had never set eyes on the nation's great works and treasures. But now, the whole world is watching the 7 wonders of China. In 1974, Chinese farmers digging a well near the city of Xi'an in Shanxi province unearthed the first signs of one of the world's great finds. Emperor Qin's quest for immortality took him to the afterlife with his own underground empire. In 3 underground pits, 8,000 warrior statues stand in military formation. They are but a tiny portion of an imperial tomb complex yet to be revealed. The terracotta warriors chronicle the birth of China and guard the treasures believed to be buried nearby. They are one of China's biggest tourist attractions, drawing crowds of over 10 million people a year to the city of Xi'an. No 2 soldiers look alike. Each one of the 8,000 warriors is unique.
This is because the terracotta warriors were all modeled after real people. They weren't made by using a standard mold. If a mold were used, it would have given all the statues the same look. They were mainly shaped by hand.
Up close, each warrior's face has a history, a character, the spirit of the real soldier he was modeled after. It's easy to imagine them as the sons, fathers, and brothers who gave their lives to serve the king for eternity. The terracotta soldiers are a replica of the powerful Qin army that conquered 6 neighboring states to unify China. Emperor Qin Shi Huang became China's first emperor in 221 BC, conquering all the neighboring states. He forged China's national identity, centralizing the government and standardizing measurement, currency, and language. He made history with the construction of the Great Wall, forcing hundreds of thousands of laborers to the harsh northern frontier to build a giant barrier against invaders. And when it came to building his own tomb, his methods were no less brutal.
The moment he ascended the throne, he started the preparation of his tomb, even after his death. The construction of the tomb continued. It took 37 years. At one point, there were 710,000 people working on it.
Emperor Qin suffered from a compulsive fear of death. He sent his hapless officials on foreign missions to seek remedies for eternal youth. In the end, he died from an overdose of mercury pills, which ironically, he believed would let him live forever.
中国人呢，他相信灵魂不死，所以皇帝呢，他们
The Chinese believe in the immortality of the spirit and life after death. So emperors built their graves to resemble the palace they lived in when they were alive, except smaller in scale. But usually, the tomb was just a representation of the actual palace.
Traditionally, the Chinese believe there's continuity between life and death. People can take physical things with them for their comfort in the spirit world. But Emperor Qin went much further than that, beyond anything the country had ever seen, building a tomb that covered 35 square miles, over 500 times bigger than any other tomb excavated in China. So far, nobody has been able to find the entrance to the main tomb where the emperor's body is believed to be buried. The ancient historian Sima Qian recorded that the tomb was guarded by crossbows, booby-trapped to launch deadly arrows at intruders. The crossbows protect what's believed to be one of the world's most magnificent collections of imperial riches.
司马迁记载了当时秦始皇的下面这个地宫。
In Sima Qian's book, it was recorded that Emperor Qin's underground tomb contained rivers and seas of mercury. People at that time had the concept that all land under heaven belonged to the emperor.
It's said that the imperial tomb envisioned an entire replica of the universe. The ceiling was covered with constellations made of pearls and precious gems. On the floor, a model of China's landscape with the Great Wall snaking across it and rivers of mercury winding through the valleys. In the center, an elaborate coffin housing the emperor's corpse. All beneath a pyramid-shaped mound 180 feet tall.